Before we review yet another travel tripod, I just need to say this. I think we need to subclassify travel tripods because there are a lot out in the market, and to be honest, there are way too many different kinds and too many different shapes and sizes. There are travel tripods that are just basically made portable and light for also for small cameras, but there are also travel tripods such as this one that is made even for bigger setups. So yeah, in this video, let's check out the Fotopro X-GO Max E2. So this new line of travel tripods from Fotopro is called the X-GO line. And they actually asked me which variant I wanted, and I basically asked for the biggest one because I wanted to do more reviews of tripods that can be used for even bigger setups. And by bigger setups, I mean a full frame mirrorless camera and a 70 to 200 millimeter lens. Now, as I said, there are different types of travel tripods nowadays, mainly because there are also travel tripods that were really just made to be thin, and there are travel tripods that were made to be shorter. This one actually follows the more traditional or maybe the older type of travel tripod. This one with the legs folding up so that the folded height or maybe the folded length is kept to a minimum. Now this is actually at 47.5 centimeters when folded, and that is also the length when it is on its shortest minimum height, obviously without any of the sections extended. Now this tripod is 1.5 kilograms but is actually rated to be able to carry up to 12 kilograms of gear, which is a little more than what other travel tripods can carry. But as you can see, it is also a bit bulkier. I can see that the rods are also a bit thicker, so maybe that's why. Now what that translates to is, of course, more gear and more importantly, more gear securely. Now this is a 4-section carbon fiber travel tripod, as you can see right here. And what's cool about it, it might be a minor detail, but as you can see here, the feet are removable because the spikes that you use for more muddy terrain are actually built in. Unlike other travel tripods, or unlike other tripods basically, that you have to remove the feet and then replace it with the spike. Now another nice feature is that one of the legs, the one with the rubber grip, can be taken out and then later on connected to the base of the center column to become a full-sized monopod. And honestly, this is one of the features that I rarely ever use, but whenever it does come in handy, well, it's very handy. And during the times wherein I wasn't using a tripod with this feature and I needed a monopod, I just really felt bad. So it's one of the underappreciated features of some tripods that you don't really appreciate until you actually need it, which is still for a lot of people not so much, but still nice to have. Now when all 4 sections are fully extended without the center column extended, then we have around 150 centimeters. This is actually as high as some travel tripods go with the center column extended. So that's how you see that it's actually bigger than most of the travel tripods around. And once the center column is fully extended, it's at 1.7 meters or 170 centimeters, actually taller than I am. Now, I don't think it's every day that you're going to need a tripod that tall, but if in case, then of course that will be handy. I personally use tripods that are taller, not for travel photography, not really for landscape photography, but more for architecture and interiors. So even if we call this a travel tripod, technically, this is a full-size tripod that you can travel with because it packs a little shorter than most. Now, some extra features that you should see are, of course, here on the central joint, there are actually 2 extra quarter-inch threads wherein you can attach maybe a friction arm or other accessories such as a strap or whatever you want technically, because it is a standard quarter-inch thread. And of course, since you already know that the tripod's legs can fold up, then obviously it can also widen when it comes to the leg angles if you want to achieve a relatively lower camera angle. However, the limitation with the center column that we have right here is that it is not removable or it is not replaceable. So technically you can only go a little bit lower close to the ground but not really flat on the floor like other travel tripods that have the center column. So technically you can't really go flat on the floor like other travel tripods where there is no center column or the center column is removable. So that's just a limitation that you have to be aware of. There's also only 2 stops on the leg angles. So basically, it really wasn't made to go that low. Now, the ball head technically uses the ball head form that we are quite used to. And of course, uses a semi-universal Arca Swiss type plate. And you can see here that we have a big knob right here for the main lock of the ball, and another knob here for panning the entire ball head. Now, an additional feature that we have is that this whole platform where the quick release clamp is can also rotate on its own following an axis, and that is also why there is a bubble level indicator right here so that you can keep the axis of this platform independent whether or not this tripod is entirely level. Now overall, I think it is a good tripod. It does what it is supposed to do, plus a few extra features. And that's basically the most important thing, because you wouldn't want to have a travel tripod that cannot do the bare minimum of your expectations. Now I really like that it uses twist locks, I like that it's light, and at the same time it can carry this amount of gear. I also like the added features such as the extra ports as well as the double panning axis so that you have more options and you can be more flexible. However, at this day and age with a tripod like this coming out, I was honestly looking for a few more extra features. I honestly don't know what else I'd want to see in this, but I feel like this particular tripod needs a bit more to stand out from the other tripods that we have in the market. But again, don't get me wrong, it's really good. It's also really stable. I was shooting with it atop our huge limestone formation earlier, and it was holding its own even when shooting long exposures. So that's a really good thing. It does what it has to do, and at the same time, it is relatively light and slightly more portable than other tripods that I actually have. If you're gonna have just one tripod and you want it to be relatively portable but can carry a lot of gear, then this is actually a good option for you. And yeah, there we go. This is the new Fotopro X-GO Max E2. And of course, if you have any questions about this, then do leave them down below in the comment section. Of course, my name is Nicco Valenzuela. I'm a landscape and architectural photographer. And in this channel, I talk a lot about landscape photography, architectural photography, and all the gear that I use. In any case, thanks for watching.